Hey, welcome back. Why am I echoing? Why am I echoing? Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Chaos. I'm your host, Courtney, Seed of Chaos. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode 4. Everything has officially been loaded up to my YouTube. Uh, Beyond the Chaos. You can definitely go over there, listen to the things that I've already recorded. I think, and in all honesty, I have some videos that me and my friend recorded almost 4 years ago. Crazy, right? We literally recorded some of our talking points and preparedness videos and all types of stuff. We recorded it over 4 years ago. So I think I'm going to upload those to the YouTube channel as well. But I'm super excited because guess what? I'm not on time, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, which is more important than anything. I said I'd be here on Wednesday. I'm here on Wednesday. And even though the video on Sunday was short, I still did it. I'm proud of myself, and you should be too. You made it. It's the middle of the week. It's officially hump day, my favorite day of the week, because anything that involves a singing camel is the best. So, happy hump day. Welcome to episode 4 of Beyond the Chaos. What are you willing to do? Now, between Sunday and Wednesday, it's a good chunk of time. So for me, it's kind of hard to remember what I do day to day. I don't necessarily live in the moment like I'm supposed to, but I'm getting better. But it is important. I really do feel like it's important to be surrounded by people who make you question what you're supposed to do, who you are, and how to move. And to me, this week has been exceptionally hard because one of my really good friends, we have very in depth conversations, and he pulls no punches in telling me about myself. So, in him telling me about myself, I had to come to a few conclusions and a few thoughts that I would love to share with y'all. And one of those is, what are you willing to do? We all have this image of who we are, what we want, who and where we want to go with. But what are you willing to do? And that question hits deep because most of us will say, "Oh, we'll do it. We'll do anything." And we already had an episode about what doing the work is, but are you actually willing to do it? Are you going to have to be pulled and tied up and dragged to do it, pushed and punched and yelled at to actually get to where you say you want to be? Are you willing to do it? Meaning that, are you going to make the conscious effort in yourself, regardless of how comfortable you are? Are you actually willing to do it? And I think it's funny because when he asked me, "What are you willing to do?" I had to sit back and say, "Well, dang, I'm willing to do a lot of stuff. I'm willing to give, all the money I have." He was like, "That's easy." I was like, "Okay, I'm willing to give my left arm." He was like, "Well, you got a right one." And the more and more I thought about it, it wasn't a question of what can I physically, monetarily do in that moment. It was really about, what part of me am I willing to get rid of to accomplish all the great things I say I want to accomplish? Because in that moment, I realized I'm not willing to do anything that requires me to be uncomfortable. What are you willing to do to get to the next level? Not in the essence of working harder, pulling 60 hours a week, not eating less, not, getting up at 5 a.m. and being the entrepreneur that you imagine you're supposed to be. What parts of you are you willing to change? Not that someone has to convince you that it's better, but you can look at yourself and say, this is what I want, and this is what I have to do. Because at the end of the day, staying the same takes the same amount of energy as it does to change. Whether you're fine with who you are, you're going to come across experiences that require you to look at yourself and question yourself. And you have the choice to ignore the experience and stay the exact same, or meet it head on, challenge yourself, and push beyond. But it requires the same amount of energy. And it's so sad that we look at everything around us and simplify it. We simplify it so much that we say, oh, if I work 4 more extra hours, I'll be able to afford this. If I literally don't eat this right now, I can eat that later. But we're not taking the dive of realizing that we sacrifice our feelings and our thoughts for things that possibly won't even matter. And most of the things we want are very important to us: peace of mind, stability, security. But we all sacrifice that for comfort. We do. And you can't convince me we don't. Like most of us, if you're in America, and I actually have a few friends that live across seas, but for the most part, here in this country, we prefer to be comfortable. And being comfortable means sometimes being ignorant or keeping our opinions to ourselves. But at what cost? Keeping your opinion is not healthy because you never know. You might be able to give a different perspective to someone who truly needs it. Hey guys, give me 1 second. Sorry, have to handle business. That's what it looks like when you're doing life stuff. But nonetheless, comfort is a real thing. And we sacrifice so much in the name of it. And I want us all to get to a point where we realize that the sacrifices we do to ourselves is no greater or worse or less than the sacrifice of our money and our time. Truly and honestly, we give up so much of ourselves in lieu of being afraid of the future, or being afraid of addressing the past, or like me, being afraid of living in the present. I am terrified that if I just focus on what's right in front of me, then I will forget what I've done and I won't be ready for what's coming. But at the same time, with that mindset, I am hindering myself because everything that is happening now is an experience that I should truly be involved in. But because of my comfort and because of the lack of will I have to dive into that, I just coast along. And I know this sounds like a lot of blathering. It's not, I promise. If you listen and you take it in, I assure you, when you listen to these in the future, when you're 50, 60, 70 years old, you'll understand that the importance of our own chaos is no more than to actually bring us peace. It's so much greater than, well, I'm willing up until a certain point. I am willing up until that line. I am willing until I get uncomfortable. And that's where a lot of us stands, which is why our chaos will forever be a wall we can't get over, under, or around. And I want us to get through that. I want to know, what are we willing to do and all the chaos that is happening in the world. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but there is a lot happening between China, Russia, America, and Taiwan, and it is terrifying. But beyond that chaos, my chaos is so much worse. So much worse. It's easy to distract myself with things that I cannot change. It's uncomfortable to deal with the things that I know I can. Mm. What are you willing to do to get what it is that you say that you want? I know you say you'll do the work, but that's easy. Easy to say, I'll do it. I want you to truly dig down and say, if this requires me to go to therapy, if this requires me to cut off this person, if this requires me to stop doing this habit that I've had for over a decade, are you willing to sit in the most uncomfortable position to get to the nitty gritty, beyond the problems, beyond the issues, beyond the excuses, beyond the chaos? So, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope your week is going good. I should be back Sunday, same time, about 12. I look forward to seeing everybody. Please go over to the YouTube channel, re listen, give me feedback, tell me what you do want to talk about. I'm trying to avoid the relationship conversations because, trust me, my relationship is not perfect. Far from. If anything, it's a dumpster fire. But, you know, chaos. And I am taking it one day at a time. And I want everybody to do the same. Understand that this is a process. Beyond the chaos is meant to be that safe haven that when you don't feel comfortable asking yourself the questions, I very much do. And I'd be more than happy to dive into it with you and get to the bottom of that well. So, you guys be great. Have a wonderful lunch, and I'll see you on Sunday. Love you. Bye.